Al, it helps if I pull up the right page so we can talk about this episode.
Whoops.
Don't worry, I'm here. I did it.
Yay! Good job.
And now we can talk about how this episode lied to us.
It lied. It bamboozled us.
Bamboozled.
This is
How
like the
dare.
second time we've been bamboozled by a title.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like it's not going to be the last.
And it probably won't be the last.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
How dare it.
They probably should have switched the titles, honestly, of this episode and the next episode.
Yeah, honestly, I think you're right.
But,
That probably would have been better.
whatever. I didn't make these choices.
It's true. Hello, welcome to this week's episode of Jared Now Watch Inuyasha. Is episode number 51. I'm Jared, joined as always by Doc Al and Ladium.
Hello.
We are discussing Season 2, Episode 24, Episode 51, entitled Inuyasha's Soul Devoured, except that doesn't happen.
That does not happen here.
Definitely does not happen here.
The build-up for it happens, but that does not happen.
Yes. That is very true. So yeah, we get another recap of last week's episode. But before that, we see Sesshomaru and his crew walking through a forest. And there's a voice like, "Hey, Sesshomaru, I knew you were going to come here. What's up, my dude?" And Jaga's like, "Wait, there's a voice. What's going on? I don't see anything." Sesshomaru's just like, "Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna keep walking." Do. And then they stumble upon a tree, and then there's like a face comes out of the tree. He's like, "Hey, what's up?"
Hey.
"Hey, how's it going?" But yeah, then after that we get our recap as Sango is tending to Miroku, who's still very ill. It's like, oh right, he got poisoned.
Both of us forgot that he got poisoned. We're like, oh.
I mean, to be fair, I think the show also forgets because like they show this and then like 5 minutes later he's up walking about and is fine.
I mean,
nothing happened.
he got his ultimate medicine.
True. True.
Because Sango's like crying over him and saying like she's thankful for him and that she appreciates it. Keep smiling.
And then it like goes back to sleep. She's like, "No,
say something to me."
And then he grabs her butt.
Yeah, he just rubs on her booty.
And then Shippo comes in and is like, "Yeah, got some water. How's he doing?" And she just like bonks him. He's like, "I think he's doing better."
He's got like the big anime bump on his head. Sometimes you just gotta touch the booty and it makes you feel better.
Is it bad that the Miroku Sango romance is way better written than the Inuyasha Kagome one?
It is so much better written because like,
I mean, obviously the big thing in the room is that there's no love triangle here, so that automatically makes it better.
That automatically makes it better, but also like you get more of like that slow build up to it. Mm-hmm. As opposed to it just being like, wow, I'm in love with you immediately. But also there's this weird thing going on here. Like they don't automatically fall into it. You see it happen over time. But like you also get like a camaraderie with them that like you feel like they're genuinely friends, even though she is like, you're
and he still has his like lecherous side. But like we've slowly started to see him like kind of open up more towards her and vice versa, and like show that like even though he is kind of like a dummy at times, very much so, and just has that playboy atmosphere to him, like, oh, deep down he's a good dude.
He's a good dude, and he genuinely cares about how she feels, even if he's being a weirdo and like plays it off. And also like their whole parent dynamic is fantastic. Yeah, it's so good.
100%.
So yeah, their romance is so much better, and like it's weird as you get older because like when I was first watching this, I was like, oh man, Inuyasha Kagome, this is the best. But now as an adult rewatching this, I was like, no, there's just too much drama in that one. Yikes. But yeah,
too true.
Yep.
But yeah, that we get that. Inuyasha and Kagome have this like little moment where they argue about her wound, and then Sango and Shippo just walk up behind them while they're arguing, and then they get flustered. And Sango's just like, "Yeah, I just want to tell you, Miroku's feeling better. All right, see you later." And Shippo's like, "Keep having fun, kids," or something like that. Yeah, carry on. And then he's getting
Yeah.
embarrassed.
And I was telling you when this was happening, it was like, not even 5 episodes ago, he was like, I am choosing Kikyo, blah, blah, blah. And then this one,
Mhm.
he's just like all up in her business, checking her out. And she's like,
Yeah.
go away. Mixed signals, my dude.
Yep.
Yep.
We go back to our tree friend.
Is he our friend?
I mean, he's our cool face in the tree friend. He's my friend.
The animation on him is wild.
He doesn't do anything wrong, I guess. He just tells some information. He's a plot dumb man.
He really is. Even after he finished, it's like, thanks for all that exposition, my dude. But
Yeah.
it's also hilarious because where did this tree get all this info?
He's old. 2,000 years old.
I mean, I guess you'd learn a lot at 2000, but
Yeah. The Shis of the Tetsaiga and Tenseiga came from the tree. So he is very familiar with, Sesshomaru and Inuyasha and their dad. So Sesshomaru.
Oh my god, they skinned their friend to make
Yeah.
ugh.
So yeah, Sesshomaru comes and is like, hey, what's up with Inuyasha and that transformation stuff? Like, he smelled like an actual demon. That was weird. I don't really get it. Can you give me the deets on it? And he's like, I mean, he's not really a pure demon, but his demon blood's controlling him, and if that happens, it's bad, because if he doesn't have the Tetsaiga, it'll take over him, and if it starts to take over him, he'll just lose his self, he'll just go on a rampage, and he'll just keep going and going and going
Until he dies.
Until he dies, and he'll just kill everybody. And Sesshomaru's like, huh. Well, alright, thanks, see you later. Thanks for the info dump.
Yay! Appreciate it. Sure, this
we'll wrap back around to this. Yeah. After that, Inuyasha and the full gang are now traveling around because Miroku is now magically healed and so much better.
Just gotta touch the butt. That's what happens.
A little kid runs up and is like, my grandpa! And Inuyasha's like, where's the demon? I'm gonna get him. And he goes over the weird hill field, and then the old man didn't press his life alert and he fell down and couldn't get up.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
He's like, oh, thanks, kid.
Literally says that.
Real trouble. And Inuyasha's like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like helping people.
Like piggybacks him back to the village.
And then the kid gives Inuyasha his sacred treasure, which is like a molted snake skin.
Snake skin?
And Inuyasha's like, I don't want this. And Ship was like, can I have it? He's like, whoa. Wow, neat. Yeah. Just spins it around in the basket of the bicycle.
He's so excited. Kagome's like, wow, that's exciting that you got that, Inuyasha. But Shibbo's like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
And then they just go on their way, and then Inuyasha's like, I smell a lot of blood. That's weird. And then they look back in the village they were just at was on fire. And they're like, we should probably go back and help these people. The little kid comes back and is like, save my grandpa. So Inuyasha and Miroku run off to the village, and they leave the kid with Kagome and Sango.
He has an arrow hanging out of him, by the way.
Yes, he did have an arrow hanging out of him. They're like, all right, stay here. If things get bad, you can come after us.
Yep.
They head to the village, and they see a bunch of bandits, and they're like, well, this is weird. Let's get rid of these bandits. And then Miroku's like, wait a minute. There's a demon amongst them.
Da-da-da.
And they're like, what? There's no demon amongst us.
And then the leader, fabulous man,
yeah.
The lipstick comes on.
Little man.
Little man.
Who are you to come at me, little man?
Little man.
Inuyasha breaks this dude's giant axe.
Yep.
He's like, oh, cool sword. I want that. And then starts spitting poison and puts him in a cocoon. And him and Miroku get trapped in a cocoon.
And Miroku is MVP for the next 2 episodes because usually he's relatively useless. But this one, he's very, very useful and basically saves the day.
Yeah, he creates a barrier to kind of protect them both from the cocoon, but Inuyasha's still very weak because he got poisoned from.
Yeah, he's got
the poison gets spit on him, and also got a gash in his tummy from getting sliced, and now the poison's in his blood.
He's got little bubble guts, literally, and his cheek is all bubbly too.
Mm-hmm. The demon tries to get Tetsaiga, and is like, no, I don't want you. And he's like, wait a minute, why can't I hold this? And my little bandit maid here could hold it. He's like, oh, you're a half demon. You're a piece of trash. Little man.
Basically. Little man. Well, I'll just wait for you guys to die. It's fine.
Yeah,
I'm just going to sit here. Wait.
Sango and Kagome figure like, oh, something's wrong. They haven't come back yet. This is not good. So we should probably go to that village. And while all that's happening, Miroku's still trying to hold the barrier up. It's starting to weaken because he's like,
Inuyasha's eyes are blinking.
Yeah, Inuyasha's starting to transform because things are going bad for him. And that's how we end this episode, essentially.
Yep.
We have no notes and differences because it's just music again.
Music again.
But yeah, that's it. We did not see his soul get devoured, but next episode, that would make more sense, like we said earlier in this episode. If the title of this episode was for next week.
Yep. Yeah, they should have just switched them.
Yeah. But we'll talk about all that next week as we discuss Season 2, Episode 25, or Episode 52, entitled The Demon's True Nature.
Da-da-dum.
Things are going to go bad.
Yeah, kind of bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So look forward to all that next week. But for now, if you'd like more from us, head on over to seasonalanimecheckup.com or sac.cool. It's where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Seasonal Anime Checkup OVA. You can also find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you'd like more from Anladium, go to anladium.com. She's got columns and reviews. And you can follow us on Twitter and TikTok at Anime Checkup. And you can buy our books, One Shining Moment, A Critical Analysis of Love, Life, Sunshine, and Hot Tubs and Pac-Man on Amazon.com.
Mm-hmm.
So join us next time as a lot of murder happens.
A lot of murder.